Hello grade 10s, we're on page 177 and we're looking at correction of errors made by the bookkeeper. Okay, so sometimes the bookkeeper makes mistakes, and then the only way to really fix it or correct it is to do transactions in the general journal. Okay, so when an error is discovered, there's a following procedure that should be followed. You must first decide which two accounts were affected by the error, firstly, and then determine which account was incorrectly debited or credited, and then determine which accounts should have been debited or credited so that you can fix it. Okay? And then you make the correction error in the general journal. Alright, so in this example I'm going to do example 1. And next video I'll do example 2. Okay. May 28 stationery which was bought on credit from Ream Stationers for 140 was posted from the CJ to the consumable stores account. Okay, the error must be corrected. Okay, so it was supposed to be posted to stationery and then they posted it to consumable stores. Okay, make the correction entry in a general journal and then post it to the ledger. Okay, so let's do the correction entry first. Okay. Alright, so the correct entry, the two accounts was stationery and consumables. Okay, the error resulted in the consumable stores account being overstated. Okay, it's too much by 140. So it shouldn't have gone to consumable stores. So there's now 140 at the consumable stores that wasn't supposed to be there. To correct this, the amount of 140 must be taken out of the consumable stores and charged to stationery. Okay, both accounts, consumable stores and stationery, are expense accounts. Expenses increase on the debit side and decrease on the credit side. So looking at this, we're supposed to take it to stationery. Stationery is expense, and now we putting the 140 where it should have been. Okay. Originally, we put the consumable stores. Okay. We posted the 140 here now. That's what we did originally. Okay, that was the wrong mistake, because normally consumable stores as expenses must be debited. So now we incorrectly debited it. It's not supposed to be there. The only way to cancel it is to credit it, and that's why we put the consumable stores on the credit side here. Correction of error in posting. And now again, expenses increase on the debit side, like I explained in the previous video. It increases on this side, and to make it less or decrease it or cancel it, I must put it on the credit side. Okay, and then they said the next step would be to post it to the general ledger. Alright, so stationery at a total here. Okay, so brought down. Okay, and I normally write balance. Okay, I'm just correcting the way we normally do it. Okay, and then the consumable stores or the stationery is supposed to be on the debit side. So you need to increase the stationery on the side that expenses normally increase, and that's the debit side. And the contra account is consumable stores. So now the consumable stores over here, again balance brought down. Okay, at an amount. Okay, we incorrectly stated it on the debit side here, so that was the wrong entry that was done. Consumable stores at creditors control, or consumable stores expense was created of 140, and now we don't want that 140 there, so we're cancelling it out as I stated at the top. And the other account was stationery. Consumable stores is credited, stationery is debited. So there's the stationery debited, and there's the cancellation transaction over here. Okay, so just to go through the notes, 140 on the debit side of the consumable store account is the incorrect entry. So this is incorrect. Okay. The credit entry in the consumable stores account cancels the incorrect entry on the debit side. So this incorrect entry is cancelled by writing it on the other side. The debit on the stationery account shows the actual stationery bought after correcting the error. So we have stationery of 140, and now the correct amount has been posted to the correct side of the wrong account. Okay, so yeah, so that was this example. We'll look at the next example, example 2 in the next video.